Good morning. Welcome back to. Oh, light's bad here, but I don't want to get Lisa in the shot because she's doing laundry.
I feel discriminated against.
Good morning. Welcome back to Salento. Welcome back to Italy, and welcome back to our channel. The sun is out, but it's a bit chilly this morning, and the wind is blowing. If you haven't seen our last video, we fixed old Millie. But you can see this one actually had quite a lot of wear on the edge here. Yeah, they say one leak's still gonna leak.
Don't say that.
It's what it is, baby. It is what it is. We are still waiting for the olive presses to open so we can start our olive harvest as soon as possible. So we have a bit of time now. We are going to start this week with attempting to upgrade, I don't want to use that word upgrade, renovate, revamp our water supply system. That's going to be interesting. Welcome back to our channel. We're Andre and Lisa, a South African couple who have been traveling the world full-time since 2018. For most of the last 4 years, we've been meandering around Europe in our motorhome Millie. Recently, we bought a small farmhouse in the south of Italy, which will be a new base for our future travel adventures. Before I explain to you what I'm planning on doing, let me show you how it works at the moment and why we're changing it. We've got a well pump here. This used to supply water to the land here as well. The galvanized pipe coming out this way goes towards the building. There's no big storage tank. When the pressure inside this vessel drops to about 1.4 bar, the switch triggers a relay which then switch on the pump. The pressure switch will then switch the pump off as soon as it reaches 2.2 bars. So the best pressure you'll ever get inside the house is 2.2 bars, and it keeps dropping until it hits about 1.4 bar, and then the cycle repeats. The well pump is short cycling, firstly. So it switches on for maybe 20 seconds, and then it'll do that 10, 20, 30 times a day, which is far from ideal for this kind of equipment. Also, there's like what's called water hammer. That means there's these like shock waves in the pipes as the pump is switched on and off due to the volume of water that's actually coming out of this pump. Thirdly, the pressure in the house is inconsistent, and that is just far from ideal. So what's the plan? The plan. So what is the plan? I want to ensure that this manual valve is actually working, put a check valve in between to protect the pump. Now a check valve, if you don't know, allows water to go in one direction and not the other, so that means it will protect the pipe towards the pump. The plan then is to remove this old pressure vessel completely, clean up this space, put a storage tank in here. The storage tank will have its own pressure pump fitting the house, and in between there'll also be some filters, there'll be some check valves, and we'll also use a variable pressure regulator so we can actually adjust and regulate the pressure going into the house. The storage tank will then be fed from the well point, and what we'll do is we'll use a float switch inside the tank to trigger the well pump. The first step is going to be to create some sort of a temporary system. We need to be able to access that space, put the tank in place, but that means we need obviously water in the house. I'll show you the pieces we're going to use.
Are you ready to do this?
You look like you're dressed for summer.
I'm dressed for work. I got my work jeans on.
Alright, nice.
I'm ready to work.
I don't know how much working is going to be doing. But okay, in short, I'll show you the tank I'm going to take down at the moment. The temporary tank is going to go outside here, and we're pretty much going to have a basic filter. This is called a Y filter for obvious reasons.
Oh, maybe I should listen to you.
Then there's going to be a butterfly valve to isolate the tank. That's going to go to our pressure pump. Boop, pressure pump. The pump is actually connected to this little pressure vessel, which includes the flow switch. From there, it will go to a pressure regulator, and then a small check valve, which will then be connected to our inline filters going into the house. Any questions?
It all sounds very complicated. And don't forget our float switch.
We won't be using this now. That's going to go in the main tank once we do that installation. And we don't know yet how that's going to work. You said you're doing electrics this week.
Oh gosh, no. I said I'll do plumbing.
plumbing?
I'll do plumbing, not electrics.
Okay, cool. I don't expect many challenges. I think in principle this will work.
I'm a little bit nervous.
Nah, don't be nervous. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Hopefully there's not too many geckos living here.
Oh no, you gotta relocate them, you gotta give them time. Ooh, now in the background I can see our other project.
The roof. The wind wasn't that strong. Maybe we would have done that today. Okay, it's gonna run water now if I open this.
Okay.
So just be aware.
Not too bad.
No. Alright. Okay, that was easy.
Did look quite easy.
It looked like.
Very, very sedimenty.
Because
Not
he-
dirty, it's just sediment. Wow.
Summer, baby!
Yeah.
This tank unfortunately did have a leak here at some point. But this,
Yo, it's a lot deep.
yeah, you know what they say.
No.
There's this thing that's too much tape. I'm sure that's what they say.
I think that was too much tape.
No, it's fine. Don't. Now we obviously going to disconnect all the other feeds, so we'll have to manually fill up this tank while we have this temporary system in place. Hopefully it's not going to be too long till we figure out the auto filling and get everything else in place. We're going to half a tank of water in here, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, let's do a quick mock-up. So we got our little tank connected, low pressure hose. I haven't even fastened any of these. Let's put the pump on.
Oh gosh, 2.5 bar, that's a lot.
It's 2.2 bar at the moment. So if I open this,
Holy shit, this is gonna come out to 2.5 bar. I'm gonna be like a fireman.
there's a small leak there, but this is all temporary. Okay, it's leaking crazy, but that's fine. So this pump switches on and it'll keep the pressure. See, it only keeps it around 2 bar, but it's proper.
Oh.
Now hopefully it's going to switch off. Well, so this is a small tank, so it pressurizes this tank first. There's actually another gauge here. You can see, like there. Actually, the pump doesn't vibrate a lot.
No, it's very quiet and it's like very stationary.
Yeah.
That's a good pump.
It's
We
a
did
good
go
pump.
for the fancy,
Yeah, we did go
expensive
for the more
pump.
expensive pump, of course. So this was a double impeller, but it's probably overkill for our tiny house.
No, it's definitely an overkill. But if you leave Andre to design something.
It'll be overkill. So now we're going to somehow connect this properly to the house system
Yo!
and get this thing inside the box. So we're going to have to reconfigure this stuff.
This
a
is the
little
scary part now, disconnecting the functioning house system and actually removing all those parts and working on the main pump.
bit. I know. Okay.
Is this it?
Yep.
Okay. What if we need to do another load of laundry?
Okay. So moment of truth. Oof. Alright, moment of truth. I've now connected it to the house system. Only difference is I've put a check valve between the pressure regulator and it goes into the filters. So now this guy should be able to open. Then our house should get 2 bars. Let's go see. Babe, open a tap for me, please. So we did right. What's the pressure like? Can we go see?
Definitely proper pressure, way more pressure
Is it too
than
much? No, a smart person would probably leave the system for a day, test it, That's not me. But the thing is, we want to get moving on this. Everything's temporary, and as you can see, there's actually a leak here, but I'm not too worried. This is a low pressure thing, and I'm going to leave it like this now. I think the first step will now be, I might eventually have to clean out all this stuff.
Are you going lefty loosey? That looks righty tighty.
Yeah, so this is going to go loose. This is attached to this guy. So he's
No, that's righty tighty.
listen.
Yes! Got it. Oh. Still need the tool. Yes, there we go.
We didn't get horsehair.
Oh, it's skew. Okay, oh, it's a little bit rusty.
Alright, nice. It begins with a hammer and ends with a hammer. With hammers.
Okay, you got it off. Next step. Stick the camera in there, show how dodgy this is balanced.
Look at this setup. It's like they almost got it. And they fix it with that little stick.
Because I just couldn't get that brick in place.
Yeah, look at this setup though. Danger. Authorized personnel only. Oh hell.
I authorize you. You wonder why your back's sore.
I need a screwdriver.
Oh my gosh, the most precarious. When nothing else works, always resort to the hammer. Here we go.
Thanks.
Yo. Yo, it's a bit rusty.
Yeah. High tech. Alright.
Sometimes it feels a little bit silly that we're replacing and redoing so many things that are existing and are functioning to some extent.
To some extent.
But at the end of the day, we would prefer to have things done in the right way and in the better way, and also for longevity. Because the truth is that most of these places, they're set up to only be used for 2, maybe 3 months of the year. And if you are planning on staying here for longer periods, you do need a different type of system.
Yeah. No,
So I think I'm actually glad that we're replacing this rusty old guy and gonna get a much better system.
first step is gonna try and organize this chaos.
1 bucket of rubble later, and that looks so much better. We didn't even know that there was actually paving at the bottom of this. I thought it was just soil. Okay, there may be a concrete floor, but just look at this. There you go, down here. Ooh. The other paving has got no constraints at all. It's just falling out. So we may have to reinforce this so that doesn't collapse. This is our blue little piggy. Don't bump your head, I just bumped my head.
Yeah, you gotta be mindful here.
Uh-huh.
I think if you're taller, you're more aware of
Maybe, I wasn't expecting it at all.
the risk.
Oh, you look so tiny.
Yeah.
I think we need to get a bigger tank.
We're gonna talk about that now.
You look like you've been placed in the naughty corner.
Why am I always in a naughty corner?
I don't know, why are we? Contemplating your moves.
It's a little bit complicated. I need to retain this soil here, I think. I don't think... Well, it seems like the tank gets lost in here, but I'm still thinking we're doing the right thing with a smaller tank. We want to maybe elevate it ever so slightly, put the pump on this side. I need to figure out the electrics because I think this is a trigger for the relay on the well and not the electric supply. So I might have to find electricity here in this box. The other thing is we might have to put a switch here or an outside plug for the pump so we can switch the plug here, the pump.
Yes,
I think that's enough for today.
I think so.
I still need to clean up here.
I think so. Good job, my love. I think we did good. No disasters.
So the reason why we want the smaller tank, because you could put a bigger tank in here, but the bigger tank actually fills the width completely. So it's very difficult to actually make your connections, maintain the tank,
Work around it.
look around it, and get to that electric box if you need to. Oh, that's a
Don't
trap.
hit your
You're
head.
trying to trap me.
No, no.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome back. We have not filmed everything. Our temporary water setup is still working very well. I've made some changes. I fitted a new ball valve here and a new check valve. So hopefully that'll be good for this poor pump. I'm trying to get this pipe a little bit deeper. Look at all these weird snails. They're everywhere suddenly. Oh. Hello dude, where are you going? I made some changes here. I just put a capping, I already broke the corner, but that's fine. I just put a capping on here because it was actually just soil here. So I put 2 bricks in here and just put a little capping on here so it's nice and clean in here. Painted this wall. I have one big challenge now. I first thought I could tap into this power box that's in the corner here behind the tank. But this is literally just the supply for the well. So this is a 3-phase supply coming into this box here, and then that's being passed on to the control box inside the house. I can't use these to power anything at single phase because there's no neutral here to use. Otherwise I could have used one of those 3-phase lines along with the neutral and the earth. So I have to find power from another place. Now coincidentally I wanted to put a little spotlight here. This is outside our bedroom wall here. And I want to put a little smart light in a spotlight here, so we can just light up the space if we want to at night. Here is a conduit that runs straight into the wall to a power socket. So I think I'm going to put a waterproof box here, draw down a power line, bring a power this way, put our spotlight in, continue down, put a switch down there, and power that guy.
Time for a break.
That looks like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite hot today.
It's lovely. I'm so glad. I was getting so worried that summer was absolutely over and that winter had arrived. We had 3 really cold, really windy days.
Look at how green the landscaping. You can see across the distance there. Everything suddenly got this green tinge. And it's so bizarre because you expect everything to stop growing in winter. And yet after the first rains, everything starts coming green. Which is nice to see.
Lovely. You know you're a farmer when you get excited about the rain. Yum, yum.
Then the mission is the water supply pipe.
You know my knee pads. I feel like I need elbow pads.
Almost done, yeah. Making progress, slowly actually, very slowly. Whew. Hey, look at this guy. Watch. Where's he going? You gotta be quick. Haha. Yo, look at that one. Sorry guys, we're disrupting your house. Yeah, this guy's like a little... Oh, there you go, he goes. Alright, anyway, we are making progress. We got our plug in there. This is going to be our switch for our pump. Little piggies in place. Got to do the final connections. Now we're finalizing the supply pipe on the side. Just going to do some brackets here. Guys got going towards it. And we must get a level so we can get this guy. We can drill him as well, please.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yes.
And all this stuff can come out right in.
What did my boss have to say?
I think we got enough tape.
Who does the planning here?
Are we doing it? Are we making
I don't
moves?
know. I get very nervous when you say things like this. I guess we're committed now. Everything's all taken apart again. Feels like the story of our life, taking things apart. Ooh, but, okay, I'll leave you to bend your hose. In other news, look what just arrived. This is our olive picking nets. The local shops here pretty much just sell the strips of net because it's most common for people to have rows of olive trees and then put the nets down between the rows. It's also by far the more economical way. We wanted to get a single net that we can put around a tree, harvest that tree, and then move on to the next tree. And when I was speaking to our local olive press this morning and just saying that because they said they're not yet open, we might have to wait a little bit longer. And I said, well, it doesn't matter because our nets haven't arrived. He said to me, well, don't worry, if your nets don't arrive and you do want to harvest, just let me know and you can borrow one of ours. I mean, how nice is that? I love living in this part of Italy. Whoa. Ha! Came with a little rake. Oh, this one's smaller than the other one. This is going to be my rake. And some gloves, which are too big for me and too small for Andre. And goggles. Wow.
Okay, this is the current situation. I think we're ready for a first test. So I'm going to close this, open this valve. Close this one. Babe?
Yeah, is this it?
Okay, let's do it. We just want to get some water into the tank. Go! Okay, we got a small problem here. So this guy is leaking there. Stop! Okay, so we have a leak, we have a massive leak here. This guy will have to be dealt with.
Oh, what's that?
So it's running into the pump now. There's a leak. Bring me my distressing spanner in there, please.
And now you can see why we didn't really want to go for a bigger tank in this space, because it's an awkward enough space to have to work in.
Yeah.
And a bigger tank would have just made that more difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, the alternative is always I could get a smaller husband.
Well, you're in Italy, so that's always an option.
Yeah. I like this one, he's quite handy.
Feels like 5 minutes ago when I said we only have 3.5 hours, and now it's 5 o'clock, sun setting, and like imminently. But we got it in. I think it's in. I think we contain all our leaks. There's no leaks here. See, our scour works. This should dump our water on this side. Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. Hey, where are you? Oh, there's still a bit of a leak. Alright, we can fix that. Okay. How much we get? Thank you. Right. Water.
How's it looking?
This guy leaked a lot less. But not quite nothing.
It's turning there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it more. Okay, maybe I should start packing stuff away.
Let me put the geyser on.
Quick shower.
I have to see if the geyser's dropping.
Oh god, I love plumbing. Alright, we'll see you later. Good job.
Yay, good job, baby.
Welcome back. Quick little job. We're going to try and get this float switch tested. Connected our float switch to a multimeter. It just looks like this. Whoop. And the idea is it sinks to the bottom, then it switches off the circuit, and then as it floats to the top, the counterweight here will pull it upright and it'll stop the pump. But we're going to do a manual full now and see if it actually stops where we want it to, and then we can connect it to the pump when we're happy. Okay, baby?
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. I can't see the float because it's just water spraying over here. So I'm going to have to open the hatch and just keep an eye on it so it doesn't overflow, but I can still hear the alarm. When the alarm stops, I'll ask Lisa to shut the pump off. Stop! Alright. Okay, so yeah. No, it's not quite there. Round number 2. Stop! Pretty good, I think.
Is that right?
It's not full, but it's bloody close to full.
I'm so relieved. I was having nightmares that the water's just going to blow the float all over the shore and that it's not actually going to be able to function at all. I was honestly having nightmares about us ever being able to have an automated system here. I'm very relieved.
So much drama.
Yeah, no, it works perfectly well. I mean, I don't know why I was just so worried. I see you rolling your eyes up. Does that mean it's done?
I don't know if it's done. Good job.
No, I think it's good. It's going to be interesting now to see how often this pump kicks in.
It's going to be seasonal, obviously, but hopefully in this way we can only run the well pump once a day at most. And then it'll run for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes at a time, which is a much better way to manage the well pump. And we'll get a much better constant pressure in the house, and we're actually able to regulate it more efficiently. And we also have a little bit of emergency water. So, you know, the way it was before, when electricity or power went off for any reason, we're effectively out of water.
Oh, that's great. Good job, baby. Good job. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yay. Oh, you dirty. Is it the last piece of the puzzle?
Almost. No, there's 2 more remaining pieces for the water project. One is to build a surround for the well.
Yes.
We're going to do stone walls around. And then we're going to construct a door for the water pump, water tank space. But
Yes.
that might only be in a week or 2 because we need to demolish the lean-to and salvage some of that material for that to happen. When we cast this little strip here, we couldn't get in here because the temporary water pump was sitting here. It would be nice to get this to the same level. Actually, there is concrete in here.
Oh.
I think there used to be a water pump here. You can see there's like old mounds here. But I think it would be nice to get this to a proper level.
You going to close the water?
Close that valve.
Are you going to close the valve? Yeah. That's closed. Which one's the easier one?
They all actually suck a bit.
Is it this way? Hey, lefty,
Yes,
loosey.
that's right. That's it, that's it.
Oh, I got it. I got it. I was going to make a big
Try
mess.
get all of them first.
Okay. Woohoo! Yes.
Nice.
I already got a little dunk up. You can see, look at the sediment at the bottom of that. Crazy. Okay, so we've got clean filters back in. There we go.
That's quite squeaky.
There we go, look how nice.
Okay.
There we go, that's good. Good! Well done. We were supposed to actually be going on a nice little outing today because the sun's shining, it's beautiful. We thought we'd go for a nice cycle and explore a little bit more of the coast. But the truth is we actually enjoy just tinkering around here and doing cool things and just being on the land when things aren't that much of a priority. So even though we're still getting things done, it's nothing that's urgent and now it's by choice. And oddly, we both just enjoy hanging around here. We're being lazy. Being lazy by working and not going out to explore.
Gotta get stuff done.
I mean, it's concrete mixing. Yeah. What's more exciting than that?
Alright. So, where's your buttons?
Yeah, mine. I've got it this side.
So you have to release the button first by pressing that guy.
Release.
So you have to hold him in, then press the button.
I feel like I'm riding a pig.
Little piggy.
I hope I get more water than that.
Now get around the corner, so Which side you want to start?
Oh, the top behind the back corner, that corner. That's it. Look at that, he's beautiful.
Nice.
Man, that's what you call perfect.
Yeah, one bag.
One bag, just the right amount. I think our levels are good. I think the consistency's good.
Nice. Good job. Well, now we can just fix this
I love
situation
concrete.
here. And then this job is done.
Yes.
Good job, babe.
Yes. Love it. Thank you.
All right, good job, babe. And what are you going to mine?
This is my well.
This is, oh, yes, then it's done. Brilliant.
Go like this. See my work boots. This is something I'm very excited about because this is something I've wanted to do since day one on this property, knowing that we have an artisanal well. This is one of the most important things about us finding a property was for it to have it. Like, I love the fact they call it artisanal well. And I just want it to look like a well.
Yeah, this might take a while. So let's pack some rocks.
Oh man, look at this!
First round, looking good. So we got a little cement mortar foundation, and we packed our first row, and we just filled it up to make it nice and clean. We're gonna let this set, and hopefully tomorrow we can start building, but we need the right product. You actually get like a lime cement mix and slightly brown, which is nice, so we'll match the color of the stone wall better. Okay, but I don't know what the time is, but maybe we're going to clean up and we go upstairs for a drink.
Sounds like a great idea. You can only see it just a little bit.
Cement 5.
Cement 5, baby.
Good job.
Good job. That is pretty cool. Good day.
Yeah, although the sun looks like it's high, so it's going to set like an hour.
This is lovely. Why would I have gin and tonic it so long?
Been a while. Firstly, some bad news. Good news, bad news. In the previous video, we were enthusiastic about starting our olive harvest.
Okay, that's not bad news, it's devastating news.
No. So there's two bad things. One bad thing, one good thing. We were advised strongly to delay the picking of the olives for oil as long as we can possibly bear it, for a number of reasons. We could literally double the yield of oil if we give it another 10 days. So we're very tempted to do that. It is a bit of a trade-off because there's a risk of olives dropping sooner.
We're not going to be collecting those olives that do fall prematurely.
Exactly.
Also, the oil mill that we've been speaking to, and that's just been so helpful, they're only opening in a week's time, and we'd really like to make use of them.
So we're going to wait. I think so. We're not going to be harvesting our olives this coming week. And second bad news about the green olives we picked last week video.
This is devastating.
So we found that almost all the olives has been compromised by olive flies. At least next year we'll prepare ourselves a little bit better for it and treat the trees well in advance to prevent the infestation of olive flies. But luckily we got some olives from our neighbor. We can try.
Oh, I'm dying to try.
He doesn't have that problem. So in the next video we will be breaking down our lean-to roof.
Woo! Yay!
Not sure what we're going to do with it, but breaking it down, we got a few other projects.
These are delicious.
We're going to stop this video right here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's free, it's easy, just do it.
And leave us a comment. We really appreciate it when those of you who do reach out to us. These are yummy.
Ooh, delicious.
They're really good.
Hopefully in the next video, we're going to a quick road trip plan to get to a few shops, and hopefully we'll get to the beach or some of the neighboring towns again, and we'll love to share that with you. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao, ciao.
Arrivederci.
Maybe next year we won't make olives. We'll just get them from Giovanni. These are good.
These are nice.
These are delicious.
Everybody does something better than we do.